What's the closest you've ever been to a big mountain? The third highest mountain in Washington, the second heaviest glacier-covered volcano, with the second most thermally active crater in the Cascade Range, Mount Baker. I spent 4 days and 3 nights here, including summiting the peak at 10,780 feet. Camping, surviving, touring, snowboarding, learning, exploring, and enjoying the beauty of alpine glow. Thursday, our departing day. It's a beautiful morning. We arrive at the Glacier Public Service Center at 8:30. We did a thorough gear check, ditched some unnecessary items for less weight, and ready to go.
So with the prusik, what I'm going to do...
We also took some time here to practice different friction hitch and knots. Prusik is one of the most important friction hitch, which is bidirectional, meaning you can pull from either side.
Okay, and you can kind of see how there's like a mouth with like a tongue coming out. This hitch can hold either direction, so it can hold this way or this way.
We also went through climb heist, auto block, clove, and mounter hitch.
真的有用哎！
出发。
终于要出发了，热死了！
就是感觉要冻死了。快来吧！
快来吧
Was that a sigh of excitement?
Yeah.
！Yeah, let that excitement going.
是我重的，其实还好，我觉得。
On our trip last weekend, I'll point out a bunch of stuff, but we ended up riding the left side. I'm gonna change my mind. We're gonna pack our boards.
Okay. It'll be faster that way, right?
I think so. Going in between them.
Walking with a 50-pound pack, it's really hard. Not to mention, there are also scrambling, side slipping, and creek crossing.
Yeah, I think the butt slide's a good move. 2010 and 11, that was a giant deer. There's an avalanche that came down to here and ripped out a bunch of this stuff. Yeah.
We were constantly switching between skiing and book packing. Later in the afternoon, it even started to rain, or more accurately, hail.
To kind of address some of that. So, but yeah, they've been.
But finally, we broke the tree line. We were finally able to see the mountains in the mist and haze and fog, and saw the camp that we were heading up to. The rain also turned into snow. Big, fat, fluffy snow. And we finally saw the massive deep blue ice sheet from the Coleman Glacier. It was truly breathtaking. And then, around 7 p.m., when we were finally almost at our camp, we got a sunbreak.
你姐给我加鸡腿，我告诉你。哇 ！Sun is out.
Well, look at this. It's so pretty. Look at all those glaciers. Although I've been to alpine areas before, but this will be my first night sleeping above the tree lines. I had a mixed feeling of awe and excitement. We just experienced the power of changing weather after a miserable afternoon with walking in cold, wet rain and snow. When the cloud finally dissipates and the sun shines through, It gives us so much joy, hope, and power. It means that the last few hours before sunset will make the difference between a cozy warm night and a miserable wet one. This is the moment that I can feel that my connection with nature grew stronger and my understanding of nature grew deeper.
Kind of thinking like out in the flats over here, but we just want to be together so we're not spreading out.
那终于到达了6000 feet 左右的这个 camp。Getting snow for the water. 他来了，他带着我们的水源来了。
来了。Fresh snow, madam.
Thank you. 水，生命之源。
Mandy is cooking some shit up.
The sun is rising.
手太满了。
Our second day's plan starts with some leisure touring in the morning, then practicing crevasse rescue skills in the afternoon. We started our day with a beacon check.
So technically you can have an accumulation zone that's not a glacier, it's just tons of snow falling and piling up, and then the glacier is pulling away from there.
Oh.
So that's a birch run. In other words, it's the uppermost crevasse.
After a really fun powder run, we started the learning part of the day. We begin with building a dead man's snow anchor with a snowboard. First, dig a T-shaped trench and bury the board inside, with one end of the rope attached to the middle of the board.
Now I can just kind of like sweep it in there. The rope system is closed, right? Like that's one end attached to the anchor.
That's not necessary.
Then with the anchor, we learned to build a 3-to-1 pulley system to pull someone out of a crevasse.
That first, you're gonna lose the ability to extend back there. Now you can start again. Can we add a layer to it here? Sure. So the backside of
Later in the afternoon, we skied back up to a steep couloir-ish terrain.
320 probe smear. Right hand.
Scrambled a little bit to the top.
Nice.
Some climbing.
Yeah. Before you fully commit to that
Can go.
step.
Randy climbing, struggling, still smiling. Ooh.
And learned some really
You
cool
just want a
belayed
little bit
skiing
of
technique.
protection to assess it, help them down.
Right.
So just a variety of scenarios. I'm gonna act as his anchor.
Yeah.
Okay. Find myself close enough that I can see and communicate, but also like not get pulled over if he weights it. Go through this, okay, just the large one through his belay loop, and then a clove hitch here, okay?
On the curb, you know?
Yeah. So what this does is it kind of creates, instead of like pulling him from the waist, if he were to load it, it could spin him in a direction that would throw him off. This way, it's just across his back more. So it's a little more neutral position. So as he changes sides, if he's jump turning, it's a little more neutral. Put your arm over the rope or slack. How's that? Slack. Yeah. Okay.
One by one, we tried getting belayed down. It looked so sketchy in the beginning,
This is the slope angle.
but when I got tied in and lowered down,
Yep, you're on.
it actually felt very secure.
Okay, let's feel it.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you. You can slide down. There you go.
Okay, gotcha.
That's fully on me. So,
Okay,
so ready?
yeah, slack.
Start giving you.
Ooh. Woo! All right, here you go. Woo. Oh, thanks.
Summit Day.有一些人们已经出发。
Rope up.
Yeah, rope up, right? So here's what I would offer, right? It's like if you're probing, it's almost as if to say,
Holy shit. It's so freaking windy.
Adam and Bez right behind me.
Climbing.
Day 4, our last day. We broke down our camp and packed everything up in the morning. It was a terrible morning for me because my period just came. I just wish I can be home right now in my bed with some clean sheets, hot cocoa, and probably some Netflix. Man, being out in the wild is hard, especially for women. Moreover, I often feel that there isn't much resources, information, and options for women's specific need. Despite how much I wanted to be back to civilization already, we still have a full day of learning and about 4,000 feet of vertical drop to cover.
There you go.
We also encountered our first complete whiteout condition. It was terrible, but we did learn some really useful navigation tricks in such low visibility situations. We also learned rappelling, a controlled descent off a vertical drop. This skill will open the door for me to ski descend some of the more advanced, steep, rocky terrains.
Send it.
Okay, I'm off the rope.
To summarize this 4-day adventure, I got to summit a big volcano, learned lots of useful ski mountaineering skills, Saw some sunsets that I will remember for the rest of my life. And most importantly, learn to respect the mountains even more. Our guide Jere said, those people who say, when I'm in the mountains, I feel like home, I don't go touring with them. You should never feel comfortable in the mountains. To me, that feels so true after this trip. The mountains have a lot to offer, but we humans should always stay humble.
商家很过分，就这么一份烤牛油，就这些油，你知道多少钱吗？118元，就这一份接近120的烤牛，你直接都吃不饱。我们把它全弄出来，看有多少。我的天，这么费劲啊！全部分解完毕，看有多少。